So restarted stream. Are we under 10 seconds? Beautiful. Okay, magnifique. My janky old ass computer probably just was building up CPU usage and just didn't know what to do anymore. Oh my golly gracious. They've phased out my Archon 2 turns in a row. I have to assume that this natural order is now going to murder me. Sorry, am I currently live? It says I'm live. But I'm not showing up as live on my phone. Okay, things are weird. Yeah, they got a hoof. Cool, good for you, opponent. That was... How many Talon's Gates can this deck afford to play? Alright, let's do the thing. We'll do... Is the stream down? I'm getting mixed messages. Yeah, might need to refresh. Hit some technical difficulties. Alright, this is an interesting hand, I think. It doesn't say you're live, but the stream is working. Interesting. Well, I'm glad we got the delay down. I wonder, because I had a similar problem last week. I wonder if I just need to minimize, like, using things like Discord and then, like, just checking in as the stream goes on. If it's been longer than a couple hours, might just need to stop it and start a new stream. They mulligan to 5. I'm still just a little flabbergasted at the second Talon Gate. Spiking a Witherbloom would be crazy. That'd be a snazzy little turn 2 win. Straight to the graveyard with you. I'd probably take my Chain of Smoke here, right? They do. Cool. And we drew the Witherbloom Apprentice. Do we surveil and try and spike a creature, or do we just play out the Witherbloom Apprentice? Yeah. I think I kind of like going surveil and try and spike. Just because like they don't have mana up right now. But getting this into play is probably good. They do only have 4 cards in their hand. I'd be surprised if they're playing like Fatal Push. Another one. Alright, let's see what Underground Mortuary says. That can go in the graveyard. Time to beat down with tutus. Now we just need to find another, Oh, they had a removal spell. I've been seeing a lot of Go for the Throat recently. Is that just a card? Is that just a nod to Rescaminator because it kills Frog and Troll? I feel like they're representing Endurance here. I think I'm going to attack into it and try and get them to use it to kill this. Yeah. Alrighty. Fiend Artisan and one card left in hand. Well, we get another Surveil land. Honestly, I think Entomb on top is probably okay. This is only as a sorcery, yeah. I think we keep Entomb on top and just try and reanimate an Atraxa next turn. They only have one card in hand. Hopefully they can't kill us this next turn. Atraxa is probably a win. Like, yeah, like Cradle to... So they have access to a 5-drop? I wonder what the last card in hand is. I'm not sure if this list plays Grist anymore. Like, this one might. I've seen a lot of these lists have cut out Grist, though, because they've had so many other things they're trying to jam in. They paid 3, so it might be Grist. Outland Liberator. Okay. Well, let's see if we can get the Atraxa. Oh no, we have Grizzlebrand, not Atraxa. So if I Dark Ritual, it puts us up to 14. Reanimate puts us up to 15. Then we lose 8. We still can't draw a card. Well, I think putting a Grizzlebrand into play is probably still where we're at. Um, well, I have Archon Grizzlebrand in my deck because I'm playing it the rude way instead of having an Atraxa. This is why I keep Atraxa in instead of Grizzlebrand, because Reanimate. At least I played 2 spells, so this flipped. So they still have to sacrifice it if they want to get rid of the Animate Dead. Alright, what we got? Spring Hurt Nantuko. They don't bestow it on anything. Or is that because they're just planning to sacrifice it? If they have Grist now, they're probably getting Grist. It's a shame. If we had one more point of life, we could have drawn 7. Alright. Is Grist time. Hey, but at least that means Chain of Smog is now a live draw. That one's not so live. 4, 5, 6. We're 2 mana off. If we draw another Dark Ritual, we can cast Archon of Cruelty. Yeah, we're gonna kill Grist. I'm gonna probably not cast this Thoughtseize. If they manage to bin a creature to make this Fiend Artisan lethal, we can just cast Dark Ritual as a gain 1 life. Just kind of silly. Echoing Deeps becomes a Verdant Catacombs. They're playing all sorts of tech. Double Talon Gate, Verdant Catacombs. Alright, we go to 1. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. But that does put us at 1 more land gets us there. So we probably have to, like, chump this and then Dark Writ just to survive, and then we can't play the Archon anymore. Oof. Then our outs are... What are our outs? Never mind. We might just not have outs. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, so if we just chump, then another Dark Ritual lets us cast Archon. If we chump and cast Dark Ritual, then we can crack our fetch, but that just puts us at 5 lands. We can't cast the Thoughtseize to bend the Archon. Yeah, it's a very slim outer. I think our out is just Dark Ritual. Unfortunately. Actually? Theoretically? We're living? Theoretically. It does mean we kind of have to burn this Dark Ritual, though. Or actually might just be dead. How much mana do they have? 6. Or they could just... Okay, yeah. That does it. Alright, they wanted it more. Alright. Oh my goodness. Discord's popping off. I think if you are siding out your reanimation spells that don't cost life, so your reanimation is just 4 reanimate and 4 animate dead, I think Atraxa is the better one to have of the two in like almost every matchup. Because like a lot of times you're just not even going to be able to activate the Grizzlebrand if you use a reanimate on it. And if you do, you get to draw 7 and that's it. And you at least get to like pick from the top 10 with Atraxa. I don't know. I feel like I've like had that sort of like debate with people so many times, and I feel like I'm solidly on the if your reanimation spells reanimate, you want Atraxa. DM 2022 here. We could still get a 4-1 tonight. Oh man. I always get excited when I see an Entomb in my opening hand, and then the rest of the hand does nothing. These are some bad hands. Alright. Alright. So we can hope to hit a black card or a Lotus Petal for a protected turn 1. Alright, I've been snoozing this ad break for a while now. It's coming up in 50 seconds. Oh, don't play Chalice on 1. Okay, that's way better. You can have a Ruby Medallion. Alright. Cool. So let's just hit him with the Unmask. They've got bonus round. They can't cast bonus round unless they play Pyretic Ritual. Ral, another cost reducer. I think we just take their Pyretic Ritual, so the only thing they can do next turn is play Ral, and then we can expect to kill it with a Archon of Cruelty. Do we go for a World Gorger Dragon win here? Because we won't have a Surveil land in play. But we can make infinite mana. We can cycle the Troll to break the loop. And then we can draw with Grizzlebrand still. No land drop yet. I could draw to try and find a Dark Ritual so I can go off with the Underground Mortuary. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Dark Ritual. So, yeah, let's do the World Gorger thing, I guess. So we'll get that in play. Graveyard that. Entomb. Dragon. Dance the Dragon. Target the dragon. Put those on the stack. Float a black. I need to stack them differently because I need to surveil first next time. So dance first, then surveil. Yeah. Yeah, it sure is clicking time, isn't it? Dance first, then surveil. Looking for an Archon of Cruelty. I keep forgetting I need to float mana too. Target this. Trigger on the stack. Float black. Just enchant it to save time. Yeah, no. I'm just trying to get to the Archon. We'll find it eventually. Okay, they just conceded. Alright, we're playing against Ruby Storm. Ruby Storm is probably a Vexing Bauble matchup, right? Like, because they usually play like Petals and LEDs, right? Do they even play Ley Lines? I don't know. I mean, we won game one. I'm perfectly fine with just not boarding. Run it back. See what they bring in. Look, you gotta forgive me for it because I didn't choose it. It's just what Card Hoarder gave me. Trust me, if it were my choice, they would all be old border. All these black cards would be old border, including the Griefs, and the World Gorger Dragon would be Onslaught. Trust. Be old border Petals too. wonder how much sideboarding opponent's doing, because they're sure using their entire clock. The Dargon is in our hand. They go off turn 2. Yeah, this hand doesn't do it. They began with 7 cards in hand. Okay, you're not being very... Yeah, let's try again. We can go off turn 2? Oh my god. OBS, please. I'm begging you. Jesus. I guess we're just putting back Grizzlebrand. Alright, let's see what their turn 1 looks like. They kept 7. Basic Mountain, Vexing Bauble. Well, that puts a damper on some things. No Lotus Petal for me. So... I guess we're just... Are we just surveilling on turn 1? Hopefully... Entomb or Troll. Well, I'm glad we didn't bring in Vexing Baubles. So we can go Instep, Troll for Surveil Land. We might just be dead, and it doesn't matter. Yield until next Instep. Burning Wish. We gotta be dead here if they're Burning Wishing. They Burning Wished for the 3rd Rite of Flame. Ancient Tomb. 2 cards left in hand. Another Burning Wish. What are they getting here? Are they gonna go for Empty the Warrens? Past in Flames. Okay. Alright, so they have Past in Flames. They have 1 card besides this Manamorphose they get to flashback. So they absolutely could brick. There's Past in Flames. Rite of Flame. Yeah, they really might just brick here. Unless that last card in their hand. Right, they have 2 cards in their hand. Does one of them win them the game? Nope, they're sacking the bauble. Bonus round. Petal. What's the last card? Oh no, it was Ren's Resolve. Alright, well. They hit another Ren's Resolve. They can't Seething Song. So they just have to Ren's Resolve again? Sure looks like a brick to me. And we get to use our Petal now, so... If we... Okay, how does that change things? Can we win next turn now that we can use the Petal? If this grabs... a Surveil land and we hit another land... If we troll, we won't have a Surveil land, though. Like, we can troll for a Surveil land, but we won't have 3 mana unless we hit another Petal. Alright. We probably don't, like, they have no cards in hand. We probably don't need to, even necessarily... So we just Grizz and draw 14? Cool, they didn't make us play it out. It's always... Yeah, I was looking for a possible line where we got to World Gorger rather than Grizz. If we were just going to get Grizzlebrand, then I don't care about a Surveil land. But I was trying to see if there was a way that we just, like, win the game. What is the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Totally. Dragon is a wild deck. It really adds a lot more decision points. Alright, 2 more. I'm getting tired. 2 more matches until we're done with the league. The one of Troll keeps saving you. Maybe this is a sign that I should play more Trolls in my World Gorger list. Brovaltine. AO? This hand's fascinating. Because we can... we can Dark Rit, Thoughtseize ourselves, animate dead the dragon. If it's versus a slower deck, like if we have time to get our Surveil land out before we do it. Yeah, fetch pass for sure. Oh, this might be a Solitude deck, which might complicate things. Alright, let's see how this goes. Is this Mardu energy ported to Legacy? The cat deck. Do they play Solitude? I haven't played against this deck before. Well, they don't have plow up right now. That's an unmask, but I don't have the resources. Because currently I'm on Dark Writ, Thought Sees Myself, Animate Dead the Dragon. Do we just wait so we can unmask them? I feel safer doing that. And then we'll just surveil one more time, looking for a black card for the unmask. You'd still just jam it? Alright. If you say jam, I jam. Hey, alright, looks like we got there. God bless these opponents not making us play the whole combo out. What do you think? Jam Smog or run it back? I feel like it's like 90% of the time it's Jam Smog, right? And you still just have like a reanimation package. Because if you don't put the Smog in, then you're saying I lose to any graveyard hate. I'm gonna leave the Atraxa in this time. I've also been just like taking out the 4 dances and 7 creatures and just jamming 61. Yeah, okay. This is so close. It's so close to Stone Cold Perfect. And there's the ley line. Oh no, ley line. I think I'm just surveilling on turn 1. Oh no, like I am a believer in the surveil lands. I have been since day 1. Graveyard. I kind of want to just like dark rid out a witch and Thoughtseize here and just get a clock going. Just play the mortuary. All right. They're not. They're stuck on one land. They're not doing anything. Animate dead is a pretty dead draw. Still no plays from our opponent. Alright, now I want to Dark Ritual the Witch and Thoughtseize them. Actually, I could Grief pitching this Entomb just to make sure that it's clear. Since the Grief isn't going to trigger the Witch. Oh, you just want to Dark Rid out a Grief? You're right. Yeah, I figured as much. Ooh, that's a lot of removal. I think I'll just take, if in case they top deck a white source, I'll just take one of the swords because we can take the other one with the Thoughtseize. Yeah, let's see if they hit a land. They did, but it's not a white source. So they get to Raptor. Raptor hits a Fable that they can cast. That's pretty good. So their hand is that. Alright, if we find a Chain of Smog, we win. No, thank you. Archon of Cruelty. Honestly, you're pretty close to being able to cast the Archon of Cruelty. I like going Witch, Thoughtseize, and holding up Entomb as just an instant speed, make a 1-1. Probably taking the Amped Raptor here. I think I'm taking... Oh no, they get to discard stuff. Maybe it's the Nightmare. I think it's the Raptor. Because, like, even if they Nightmare back the Raptor, they don't get to cast anything for free. Yeah. Surely we gotta find this, Chain of Smog eventually, right? I'm sure they discard the Flage. They didn't discard the Flage. They only discarded the Nightmare. And they found their white source. I'm for sure just entombing some garbage. The question is, do we want to double block this Goblin Shaman? Just there's a lot of dead draws. Yeah, I don't think we're winning with the 2-2, so I think I just take the double block. That also gives them less targets for like a removal spell that they hit off of their second amp trap. Oh wait, I took that amp traptor. What do they still have in their hand? They have Flage and one unknown. Well, guess we go for it. Hopefully that last card that I don't know about isn't a removal spell. Nice. 2-0. 0-2. 2-0. 2-0. The spirit of Rodney is in the chat. Yeah, I don't know why I ever doubted the smog. It's not that I ever doubted it, I just wanted to try other things. It's just such a good board. Like, the only downside of it is that it takes up your entire sideboard. Alright. What do we got? I mean, technically this is a turn 1 Atraxa. Let's see what we're up against. Bloodstained Mire. Surely not an opposing Reanimator deck. Trying to decide if I just send here. Yeah, that's why I'm playing this. I play this hand out the way I did because I'm trying to play around days. Because they're not F6ing. They got Force of Will. Okay. It's going to be a rescam to just ruin our league for the final match. They're going to untap and reanimate. Pitch to Murktide Regent. Well, actually, if they're playing Murktide, they might not be rescam. Just Delver. Frog time, baby. Reanimate. Hey! Give me that Atraxa. They don't have another Force of Will. Let's go! Top deck the Reanimate. I didn't think it was Delver at all. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was either another Reanimate deck or Rescam. I was not expecting the Bloodstained Mire out of Delver. Now, do we want to bring in the Vexing Baubles? I almost feel like yes. I feel like this is the matchup to try him in. Delver's leaning towards cages. That's still a good way to turn off Force of Wills and Dazes. Unless you think that, like, if I'm not bringing them in here, I'm not sure where I'm bringing them in at. So, like, maybe the Vexing Baubles just aren't good in the sideboard. Maybe these slots are better. Bring in like 2 and cut like a petal, or maybe cut 2 petals. Yeah, give it a shot. That doesn't look very good. Two uncastables. We got discard. I'm gonna ship it. We got a Grief Scam and a couple Surveils. Oh, they mulliganed to 5? I'm keeping this. I think put back Petal. Yeah, I'm gonna put back the non-black card and keep the Surveils. Alright, let's see if they mulligan past 5. Alright, Bloodstained Mire, go. Sedgemoor Witch. Does that change anything? I wonder if I go... I feel like my instinct here is to go Grief, pitching Reanimate, clear the way to Dark Rit Sedgemoor Witch, and then next turn Reanimate Grief, trigger the Witch. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. They're fetching. Are we gonna brainstorm? Right? Force of Will, Goyf Bauble. So I think I'm just going to take their threat. I think I'm just going to take their threat and play out the witch. Yeah. Then next turn we can reanimate the grief through a daze. And if they want to spend 2 cards to force it, and I also get a spawn in the process, or not a spawn, but a pest, be my guest, be my guest, be my guest. Alright, they play their Delta, play their Bobble, F6, Bobble themselves. I feel like the upside of going for an Atraxa here is pretty high. It's like even if we don't, even if they force it, we still get 2 spawns out of it. Because I was just gonna reanimate the grief and surveil. They almost assuredly have the Force of Will up, but they might just let the grief go, and then I can just reanimate the grief, attack for 3, have a surveil. I think I make them force. Yeah, that's what I settled on. I want them to pitch 2 cards to this force. Or maybe they just have surgical. That's fine too, whatever. Hopefully they don't have a threat. Okay, they have a threat. I'm probably cycling this Vexing Bauble on their end step. You like keeping it in play? That's true. We know they have a force and they have 1 unknown. I think I'm not blocking yet. Cast Thoughtseize. Force of Will, Wasteland. Attack for 5. Yeah, if they crack their fetch, they're dead on board. Okay, so if they attack, I'm not blocking. Murktide? They really draw a Murktide? Now I'm blocking. I mean, we still could just top deck Smog and win the game. Oh, there's escaping another Goyf. That's fine. I feel like now... Yeah, now I'm more into cracking. Now we can start draining them with our instants and sorceries. So, if I attack, they probably double block this, take 3. Not worth it. Then they'll have... Wait, well, actually it might be. If I attack them, they double block this, take 3, lose one of these. Then the turn after, they block this, assuming they don't draw anything. If they brick. If I attack now, they're dead on board if they don't draw a creature removal. I think it's too risky. I think we're in such a good position. I'm just going to pass. There's no reason to put myself out there like that. That's a lot of nether voice. I know they have a Wasteland in hand, so I'm not going to play that out. I'm going to save it as Daze Proofing. Wasteland and 2 unknowns. Now I think I'm more interested in ensuring that a Chain of Smog resolves. I think I'm still not going to play this Bio out. I'm just going to play Animate Dead on the Grief, and if they daze it, they daze it. Okay. What are you cooking over there? Show me. Delta Volcanic Wasteland. Got it. What'd they find? Psychic Frog. Alright, Psychic Frog's a problem. Hey, we got a surveil. They could just start dumping lands, yeah, and then if they just exile their lands to jump the frog, then it doesn't shrink their Goyfs. Okay, so they have Volcanic Island, Wasteland, 1 unknown. This gets in, they'll have 2 unknowns. Okay. They've given up on this Wasteland. Come on, Surveil. These are not good draws. Come on, deck. I don't even have a target for that. I'm literally dead on board to the frog. So they have 2 menace creatures, so they can double block 1 and block a pest. They take 4. The reanimate deals them 1. They go to 1. If I swing all out and they block optimally, they go to 1 life. They're gonna block Witherbloom though, because like they can only block 1 of these 2. So they're gonna double block the witch, and then this gets through for free. Then their best block is the Witherbloom. So they double block this, they take 5? Oh wait, did I math wrong? They double block this, block the Witherbloom, take 5, die to the Witherbloom? No. Because this is dead. They're both dead. I would need to reanimate pre-combat. There are 0 targets. I don't think there's a win here unless they mess up. If we attack with everything but Witherbloom, then they block 2 here, and they block a pest. So they take 4. And then I reanimate something, they take 1. Down to 1 life still. Either way, they live at 1 life. Unless they fuck up. If this didn't have an animate dead on it, if it had 1 more point of power, if there were literally anything in the graveyard to reanimate, plus they also have 2 unknowns in their hand. We could also just like bank on them not discarding to the Psychic Frog, but that's also super unlikely. I think we're probably gonna have to go to game 3. I think I'm just gonna send and see if they mess up. And they have something too. Seems like they also have a card in their hand that is relevant. Yeah. Honestly, I think I like having the Vexing Baubles even just as redraws. Last game of the stream. Let's see how it goes. Entomb, Ritual, Unmask, Thoughtseize, Petal. This isn't doing it. We got Entomb and 3 Reanimates. Alright, so we're hoping they let the Entomb resolve. Or maybe we actually just go for a Surveil on turn 1. We put back one of the Reanimates. And we go for Surveil for a discard spell. If we don't find it, just jam. They have 7 cards in hand. Put back one Reanimate. I kind of want to just Hail Mary and see if they let Entomb resolve. Although, I'm kind of getting surgical vibes from them right now. I think I want to pass. I think I want to see if I can find a Grief or an Unmask. Oh no, I feel a cage. I feel a cage coming. Okay, it's a Ponder. It's a Ponder. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, if not for the fact that I could Surveil here, I would probably go for the... Okay, 2 Entombs and 2 Reanimates. Now we're cooking. Just need to not get surgicaled. Alright. So, we only have one of each. So, do we... They have surgical. So should we go for Archon first? Do we go for Archon first to bait out the surgical and then go for Entomb Reanimate on Atraxa? It's hard to believe, like, maybe they have surgical. It's hard to believe they don't have a Force 2. Let's go for the Archon. Just Force of Will it. No surgical, just Force of Will. Please. They're taking too long. It's a surgical. Okay. The surgical and force. The problem with doing this is that then we are also playing into days. Is there a world where we entomb and then just pass? I'm sending. Holy! Let's go! Let's go! We get an artifact, a land, a sorcery, an instant, a creature. So we have everything we need to try and kill them with protection next turn. Let's go. Brainstorm resolves. I am F6'd. I also think they're dead. They have to deal with Atraxa and the combo that's in my hand. And if they tap out, then Vexing Bauble means I just win. On the spot. No tap outs? Understandable. Well, let's go to combat. Force of Willing the Vexing Bauble. Well, if I just play out my hand, I really don't have anything to lose, even if they kill the Witherbloom, so just go for it. I mean, they could. But this still puts them dead to the Atraxa. No, they did. They had the push. It's fine. We could still lose this game. Yeah, like if they have Brazen Borrower for the Atraxa, I guess a big Murktide would also do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be big enough. Alright, them brainstorming is a pretty good sign. Brainstorm into concede, perhaps? Fingers crossed. They're paying costs. Murderous Cut? We got the 4-1. Alright. World Gorger Dargon. Pretty good. Closing thoughts. I think the Vexing Baubles are maybe not very good. It's possible that we really want these to be an instant or sorcery to play nicely with the Witch. Trying to think what would be the best use of those 3 sideboard slots, because I don't really like Duress, to be completely honest. I don't know. I'll think about it a bit. Oh gosh, there's an ad break going on right now. Either way, wait for this to be over. Oh yeah, nice little collection of chests building up. Right. Well, that was quite a bit longer than I intended to stream, but totally cool. We got a nice little 4-1 out of it. Um, I do really enjoy having access to 3 surveil lands in this list. Um, I like the list. I do think having the 2 Atraxas is pretty mandatory for me. I could probably be convinced to play more trolls. Uh, Maybe even like putting some in the sideboard slot where the baubles are. Just because I don't super love them in game one, but they kind of did save our ass on land drops a few times. I have a feeling they might get worse though when grief goes away and there's less things to pitch them to when you don't need them. Uh, I generally feel pretty pro on this list. I think I definitely want 2 Atraxas. I maybe want more trolls. Everything else feels good. 3 surveil lands feels good. Smogboard is great. I am undecided about what I want to do with these sideboard slots. I just always want access to Atraxa, and in games where you need to pitch one to an Unmask or a Grief in your opening hand, I want to have an additional one in the deck to entomb for. Like, if I needed to cut Grizzlebrands to have 2 Atraxas, then I would. Because I feel like there's a lot of games where you're like, you have the option to cast Reanimate on something. Like, you have an Entomb and a Reanimate in your hand, and you're at 12 life. And casting Reanimate on an Atraxa probably wins you the game, and casting Reanimate on Grizzlebrand means if they can deal with a creature, then you lose. So, like, I feel like there's just a lot of situations, specifically revolving around this card Reanimate, where Atraxa is so much better to get than Grizzlebrand, and so I just always want to have access to one. And that's at this point I'm like talking in circles, but you get the point. I'm kind of sleepy. But no, all in all, I enjoy this list a lot. I like my small tweaks to it with the extra fetch. I would say because your version of this was playing 1 less fetch and 1 more basic swamp. I think having more fetches is so important when you're playing 3 surveil lands. So like everything else about this list I love. I just want 2 Atraxas and I want the extra fetch for surveil. But yeah, we can always like chat about it more over Discord. I'm going to be doing some theory crafting for post grief ban lists, and I will be back at it next week, next Thursday night. But for now, I am ready to get off my computer because I am exhausted. So, really appreciate y'all being here. Super appreciate the support. GG's and good night.